these discussions are not going to be advanced far enough by simply doing city council meetings and committee of the whole meeting. We really need to have much more thorough, deeper, and a much broader participation and dialogue about these issues if we're going to re-envision public safety and policing in Urbana. I'm recommending that that we put together an advisory committee to the council and mayor on public safety and policing, again, which seeks very broad community input in different types of venues. Some of the topics that this committee might be tasked with looking at, and that's what I'd like input on tonight, is what kind of model do you want for civilian and oversight and accountability for the police department, right? So over the past week, I've had conversations with staff as well, and I've heard from a couple of the city council members, so we're starting to flesh out a proposed structure for this. The advisory committee will be chaired by a community member, and I envision community members would be residents of Urbana, plus plus perhaps some non-residents if we need certain areas of expertise on this committee. I would think we could include, we wouldn't just be restricted to members or residents of Urbana. I'd want city council representation on this committee, just like we have city council representation on a number of our more important boards and commissions, as well as representation from Urbana Police Department management and patrol staff. City staff support will be primarily coming from the Human Rights and Equity Officer. This is the person to be hired, and this will be one of their major roles and responsibilities, as well as the Community Engagement Coordinator. We're in the process of narrowing down that pool of candidates to decide who we are going to interview for that, as well as city administrator and myself. We'll also be looking at use of force review, and that's a more discrete task. I think that's something that can be done, fairly efficiently, and the staff has already begun to look at use of force policy, but this committee also needs to be involved in that as well. You're going to need there needs to be a budget for this committee, and our initial discussions have some compensation for the community members on it.
Gotcha.